had a negotiated contract through June 30th, and I had it on my calendar to negotiate a new contract. As Carol stated, in the past we've accepted wage freezes, we negotiated a contract that had no raise because we knew that the district was in trouble and we wanted to be supported. So this refusal to negotiate, if it refers to the plan that was laid out, to roll our salaries back 2 years, take a 10% cut from that, and then pay 20% of our health insurance, that wasn't negotiation. That was a mandate. It was going to happen if we agreed to open our contract before it expired. And we understand the difficulties. We live in this state. We know. We're here in the district. We know how difficult it is to balance the budget. And so we've always tried to be supportive. But we have financial responsibilities to our personal families as well. So when we heard about this, I did the math to see what the actual impact would be in real dollars. It shows a high school grad at level 9, which is the top of our pay scale, getting insurance for only 2 people. They would see a reduction in their salary from $19,468 to $14,091.
Yeah.
An effective reduction of 27.6%. When we're faced with $14,091, how could we agree to that? We knew that if we got a new contract, it was going to have some of those reductions because they're state law and they're not negotiable. We couldn't rush that reality. So we are still a unit of people who have direct contact with students daily, assist teachers, administrators, management support staff, custodians, wherever we're needed. Lunch times get rearranged, our breaks are sacrificed so that we can meet the needs of our students and staff. We come in early, stay late, bring supplies, buy clothing and food, and patrol the streets in the neighborhood where students are being targeted. We do all these things because we care about our students, and we wanted to continue to assist them as they grow into confident, compassionate, and productive adults. Of course, the district has to find ways to balance the budget, but it seems punitive to do that by laying off an entire labor unit. And since our salaries come mostly from special education funds, I'm confused as to how our elimination will be of any real financial benefit. You had quality, dedicated people working for you.
Kathleen Cannell.
Good evening. I am the president of the paraeducators in Willow Run. Yesterday I received a 25-year watch. Today I'm being laid off, slap in the face. When I hired in 25 years ago, I made $4.99 an hour, and the superintendent considered us overpaid housewives. $4.99? It took 24 years to make $14.86 an hour. These paraeducators, these 26, have 410 years of experience. We all are highly qualified. We attend any training and work with the children from preschool through high school. Hopefully you are aware now that none of our paraeducators are funded through the general fund. 5 are paid through Head Start and 21 through special ed. Our unit has always bargained in good faith, being the first to realize our financial situation. We have seen many superintendents, financial directors, administrators come and go, yet here we still stand. We just don't work with students. We have been their shoulders to cry on and their friend to laugh with. We purchase clothes, supplies. I've purchased caps and gowns for students because they could not afford to get them for graduation. We buy food for them. The students and their families depend on us because we care. We have not only sent our own children and grandchildren here, but some of us have even graduated. I personally have 2 sons. They both graduated from here. But when I talk about Willow Run, they know I'm talking about my other family. Every child that goes to Willow Run is my child. Why would you lay off people who teachers depend on to help with the students who are struggling? This district says kids first. not by laying off their educators. They will be the ones to suffer. I was going to say, please don't turn your back on us, but you already have. Thank you.
Superintendent comments.
We need to shift this momentum right here from the local districts to the state level. Lansing needs to hear and feel and see this emotion. You need to contact your legislators. It's very easy to mandate, put the laws in place, and make the locals do the dirty work. You need to stay active. Is Lansing hearing from us?
More comments.
There was a time, before my time, so I'd only heard about when districts had what was called local control. In those days, the state basically said, here's a couple of $1,000s per student, go get the rest of your money from your local tax base, see you next year. The districts then decided what they were going to do with the money. Most districts had half-day kindergarten. After all, that allowed for some extra monies to be spent at the high school level, offering things like AP classes, including industrial arts, home economics, auto shop, plumbing, electrical shop classes. Then along comes Proposal A, where the state says, hey, let's make all students in the state work the same. Let's just say that is about $7,000 per student. Wait a minute, it seems that Ann Arbor, Southfield, and several other districts are already at about $10,000. And we certainly cannot take away from them and make them equal to Ypsilanti, Inkster, or Willow Run. So let's set up 2 or even 3 levels of what a student and their education is worth. The state then said, hey, wait, now that we've given you more money, let's transfer the burden of retirement and whatever else we can to the districts. After all, we just gave them a ton of money that they won't know what to do with. Oh, and let's make sure we start handing out unfunded mandates, even though there are rules that prevent the state from doing that. The state says, let's let them battle for neighboring students in order to get more funding. How can this possibly hurt anybody? Now, let's throw in more budget issues at the schools. Let's have some corporations come in and take over the education of students, of K-5 students. After all, they're the most profitable of students, and just to keep things entertaining, let's raise the standards for our traditional public schools, but not make the charter schools follow the same exact rules. After count day, we'll let the charter schools send the students back to the public schools. By the way, thank you for letting us keep the foundation. And just where do most of the charter students go for high school? Back to the now underfunded traditional public schools. Public schools have to use buses to transport students, equal access for all. Charter students may use buses if they want to. Many choose to have parents drive their own students to the charters. Hey, that's one way of making sure that the parents are actively involved with at least a small part of their own child's education. And as the years go by, let's give all the schools a raise, like, let's say $200 per learner per year. Oh, but those making $10,000 already, remember Proposal A? Let's give them only $198 per learner. That will show we're working towards making all the children in Michigan equal. In a mere 1,500 years, they will indeed all be equal. While these are clearly not Willow Run's only issues, and we indeed have had our share of self-inflicted issues, this does point out some of our biggest current issues. The economy in Michigan is the worst affected of all the states. The state is